Hey Run Junkies, welcome to Star Wars Rival Run Virtual Challenge Training Week 18. We're coming up on the last couple of weeks of this training plan before I head to Walt Disney World. But before I do that, we're doing something a little bit different this week. We're headed to Moab, Utah in an RV for our first RV trip of all time. We're all really excited about this. It's going to look a lot different this week. We're going to have a great time, so please like and subscribe. And let's see what gets done this week and how much fun we're going to have. As our first experience RVing, it's kind of exciting and terrifying all at once. So kind of nice and spacious inside. It's got a couple of slide outs, but you will see much more of this, I'm sure, as the week goes on. So we're headed out bright and early tomorrow morning to head to Moab, Utah. It's about a 6-hour drive. And we're going to spend a few days there. We're not really going to push to do a whole bunch of stuff. We just want to figure out what RV life is all about. I will check in with you kind of on the road as we go, because we come back midweek on Wednesday and we're going to have a short time out, but maybe that's all we need. I don't know. And got into Moab about mid-afternoon, and we've really just been kind of hanging out and figuring out how RV life works. We've learned several things already. So here's how it all went down. My husband came home Thursday night, like 3 days ago Thursday night, from Indiana. My son was coming home Friday. My husband and I look at each other and say, okay, we've got 5 days of spring break. What are we gonna do? And we literally, within the next 15 minutes, figured out, okay, well, we're gonna rent an RV, and we don't know where we're gonna go yet. Let's just rent the RV. But within 48 hours, we made the decision of what we were gonna do, and then we left. And so it's spring break in Moab. But it's just kind of nice to be elsewhere. It was a good decision. It was a good decision to do this. I'm feeling kind of like I'm on island time, and that's good. So, well, good morning from Moab. I actually got out for a run this morning along this dirt track frontage road here along the highway. We're pretty far out of town, so there's not a lot to find real close, but I made it up. But this is the Spanish Valley. This is the kind of our backdrop for where we are. And then way back there, that's the kind of bottom end of Arches National Park and all of the great national parks that are up there. That's Moab behind me. So I'm gonna finish off my run. Got Miko the Wondermutt with me. He wants to get home. I feel really, really good. It's windy, and I made the mistake of coming downhill with the wind, and now I gotta turn around and go uphill into the wind. But that's okay. I feel really good. All right. Check in with you later.
Go.
I don't know why this requires so much concentration. I didn't do much yesterday. We went into town. My son and I went into town. My husband had some more calls, so he stayed in the RV. And my son and I just kind of went up and down Main Street. We tried to get some zipline tours or rock climbing or something, but because this was such a last minute trip, we kind of missed out on a lot of that stuff. Everything's booked up and guides are all booked, so there's no availability for any of that. That's not so bad because we've really been enjoying the downtime in the RV, the family time in a new location, and maybe we're doing a lot of what we do at home, but it's a really nice change of scenery. We are going to take advantage of some of the hiking trails around here that we can actually take the dog. Can't take the dog into the national park trails, so we're going to skip those this time around, but lots of really great hiking for families without having to go into a national park. So that's what we're going to do today, and I will bring you along with me on a couple of those, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Noisy at all.
Yeah, that's fun. I just feel like running through a sewer. It's like got water in it. Here you go, catch the dog. No.
Nico, come. Oh, buddy. Alright, so we made it up to Jeep Arch. It was just right here. Problem is we can't get far enough away from it to actually see the shape of the Jeep. We got lost on the way up, and we can't get back down this side, so we're going to go back where we came. Yeah. That's the arch. Alright guys, I'm actually going to split this episode into 2 parts and just leave the RV Moab trip on its own, kind of standing alone, because I am getting back into the swing of things. We're obviously back. We obviously had a wonderful time. This was the kind of trip when we went into it, we had no idea what we were doing, and therefore we made mistakes that we can take into what might possibly be another, the next time. So we learned some things, but we learned truly that was a fun and unique kind of trip. So whether or not we do it again still remains to be seen, but it definitely was worth the time and the energy and maybe a little bit of the stress to kind of pull that together at the last minute. I hope you enjoyed this video. What did you think? Was it absolutely crazy? Do you our little last minute RV trip? Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions in the comment section down below. I also have another question for you. Did you do anything special for any kind of vacation, spring break around this time? Leave those in the comments as well. Hit that like button and subscribe. I will be finishing off this week's video. Part 2 will come up within the next day or 2, so please stay tuned, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Again, like and subscribe, tell your friends. We'll talk to you soon. Happy running.
Hi-ho!